Hey parents, what are you doing? One of the most important skills as a parent that you can help your child to develop is the capacity for independent thinking. As youngsters who are able to do so tend to develop a stronger feeling of self defense and confidence. Even though it is possible to support independent learning in young children, it can be difficult for parents to instill this process at later ages. So yes, it's best to be that we start this process at an early age. But even if you have not done and a child has reached the teenage, no problem. This video is actually going to help you. It's all about knowing how much help to give to the children. So this particular video will give you a brief regarding various ways, actually 10 ways you can assist children's thought process, help them become independent, and also understand that why it's extremely important. If a child is young, it's the best time to apply it. Even if the child has grown a little bit earlier, maybe in teenage or above, some of the tips can actually help you to navigate this journey to help them think independently. Now, let's begin and try to understand 10 ways that parents can help children to think independently. First is integrate independent thinking into everyday activities. So parents can help children by encouraging them with multiple opportunities to do new activities each day. One effective strategy is to switch from the standard yes or no format to more open-ended inquiries that invite more in-depth explanations. So, like example, what would you like to eat for lunch? Are your interest towards maths? Which area of maths do you like? Instead of just giving them options are close-ended questions, which are having options. Would you like to eat noodles or soup? It's a close-ended question. But if you, I'm not saying that you need to ask this kind of questions every time. It's not possible. But wherever possible, try to integrate these questions where you're asking the child, his preferences. So that will help the child to understand and think independently also. Or if you are asking a child to solve the problem, then ask the child, how would you solve this problem rather than giving him options all the time. So asking questions that encourage different points of view and critical analysis is an excellent way to foster the growth of independent thought. This is the first point. Second is involve your youngster in various tasks around the house. So allow your child to take the reins occasionally. It could be like, he may be going to the market to buy some stuff and maybe managing the accounts, and allow him to select his or her own attire as he's growing, breakfast items, and even engage in creative endeavors. Like for the girls, sometimes they make rangoli at home, or for the boys, it could be like, opening a car and, trying to find that out. Or even helping, in putting the curtains or arranging the vessels. It could be small things. Parents can help children by giving the children some responsibility. Or it could be on a daily basis, okay, that you will get the milk packet from the door and put it in the fridge. It could be as small as that, to something bigger depending on the child's age. So when you do this by giving them some responsibility, you can also encourage them to think for themselves, because with the age, we give them some different kind of responsibilities. As I said, go to the market to buy some stuff. Sometimes they may not get that stuff at the shopkeeper, so they go to the other shop. How do they behave? So you can give them those tips also. They can manage the accounts also, some things, or as simple as paying the electricity bill online. So where they get the option, tasks could be very simple also, which could be executed, just executed. Some tasks may also require thinking, right? So where they have to weigh their options and carefully consider before making a decision. It would be also helpful to help them think independently. Third is very important. Let your kids make errors. Sometimes, we keep correcting the child, hoping that, if we keep correcting the child will become better. So first thing is that we should not keep giving instructions to the child all the time. It's not a very good idea. We should understand and accept some of the errors that the child does, right? And when we want to encourage a child's independence, we should do it without stifling it. So we shouldn't worry if he or she occasionally makes a poor decision or messes up, because when they do that, they'll actually learn from those mistakes. So she has to have a strong sense of independence in order to learn from his or her failures. So helping teenagers make their own decisions is one of the key points, as it will allow them to be their own judge. And if the need is, the kids with free will thinking can choose the road not taken with confidence. If they have to go on a different route altogether, then they can do it with confidence if they have the experience of making errors and learning from them. So don't panic when they make an error or keep correcting them all the time. If an error happens, they learn from them also. Sometimes maybe you're advising them, still they're doing that error. Sometimes then people learn from their mistakes, and children also do. If it's very critical, it may affect their health, their career, or there may be some danger to life, of course we need to take the step there and correct them. But at the same time, for small errors, these failures will actually help them to learn and grow. Fourth is promote a creative, independent thought process. So what I mean by that is multi-dimensional thinking is a way of thinking that allows us to consider multiple options rather than just one. We can engage them in different activities that help them to look at multiple options and decide, or even have an idea. Okay, which color the wall should be? What do you think? What color the wall should be, or where should we plan a vacation this winter? So when they're going in the winter time, it may not necessarily be a hill station. So let them think about it. So as a result, the youngster will develop a healthy sense of autonomy, because when they think out of the box and come up with creative solutions, they can be prompted by divergent thinking. Even if you have a challenge at home, that could also be brought to them. Even they may not be able to suggest the best options, but whatever option they suggest, it may be valid, it may not be valid, but it help them to start thinking. The thinking process has to be triggered. That is very, very important. Yeah, even if some guest is coming, or they need to organize a birthday party, what gift to be given to a particular friend or a relative. So depending on their age, different questions could be asked to them that could promote a creative and independent thought process. Number 5 is encourage originality and responsibility. We need to understand, sometimes we think that we as parents, that children are an extension of us and they will exactly think and behave the way we do. Because they're coming from the family lineage. But that doesn't happen most of the time. Because children are also individuals, and it's very, very important that if you want them to be independent, encourage originality and responsibility. Because those who are capable of autonomous thought, they're also capable of making their own decisions and contributing independent to the workforce. So as parents, we're not supposed to make decisions for the child all the time. We're supposed to empower them to make decisions. They should be left alone to do their own thing without constant supervision. As a result, they will feel better about themselves and their talent. Even when the child is small, खेल रहा है, कुछ गिर रहा है, it's okay. It's a part of the process that they're learning. And as they're growing also, we're required to give the instruction, but not everywhere. Let them learn, let them experiment, and maybe sometimes they may come up with something better, or they may do things in a better way that even we cannot do, or we may have never thought of. It's happened, right? If it's happened, share your experience in the chat box. And before we move ahead, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so and press the like button and share this video at the end if you feel that this has helped you in making your child more independent. So let's move on now to the 6th step. The 6th step is assist your child in being answerable for their own actions. So parents can help children by instructing them in the different codes of homemaking, such as how to make simple meals, how to clean their room, how to make their bed on a daily basis, and how to go grocery shopping once a week. You can start off by having him pick up milk and bread also, and how to use the various appliances in the house, such as the washing machine or the dishwasher, and how to manage his time better or his study planning. This is crucial when trying to teach a kid to think for themselves, right? And they have to be answerable for their own actions. Like, if they suppose are not doing the homework or doing the things in a certain different way than what is advised, so they need to understand that, okay, they can do that, but they have to take responsibility of their own actions, right? And if they make a mistake, then they have to take the onus and rectify that. That will come basically when we as parents, we always accept our mistakes and we correct them. We cannot have high-handedness here, wherein we say that, okay, we as parents, when we can do mistake, you cannot do mistake. That is the worst thing a parent can do. We should avoid that, and if we are answerable for our actions, they will also become answerable for their actions. Next is, give your kid a taste of independence even at a young age. So in infants and toddlers, this is very crucial. Too much attention and care from parents can make a youngster feel entitled and reliant on them. Right? This could be fine when a child is a baby, maybe up to 5 years, but it's not so great when they are growing up or becoming big kids or teenagers. So beginning with simple things like what he'll eat, what he'll wear, encourage him to find solutions to issues without continually coming to you for help. If he keeps coming to you for help, tell him, what do you think? Try it out. Give them, leave them open, or push them sometimes, or encourage them, to take their own decisions at small things. Like whether he should do this or not do that, wear this, wear not that, eat this or not that. Help him to make decisions depending on his age. Use a discretion there. So this can actually help your child to become self-reliant. So thoda it has to start at a very young age, even at the start of 4 or 5 years, like what you would like to wear, would like to eat dal or rice or roti. Start from there. And then growing up, coming up to career selection, which career subjects would like to study, it could come up to that level gradually. Right? And they should not be depending on you for everything. Avoid making comparison. A very, very negative thing. two persons can try to perform the same thing with the same resources, but only one can finish what they started. On the other hand, if one fails, it might severely injure or damage the other. So comparison should be avoided at all costs, because everyone has been created uniquely and different by God. Okay, so whatever, even if you have two children, it's not a good idea to compare them, because they, even though they are siblings, what one may be able to do, other may not be able to do. So if you have a comparison, that is not a very good. And competition is good to some extent, but not all the time. More than competition, we should encourage cooperation within the children, even if they are siblings or even outside. We should encourage a spirit of cooperation, collaboration with the children, so that they can come together and move forward together as a team. That has to be encouraged. For that, we need to avoid comparison. And comparison also tingles a sense of jealousy and envy in the child. So we should stop doing that and encouraging them. Because every child is unique. Even if the child is comparing himself to someone else, we should, gradually discourage that. Okay, your friend is doing that, you want to do that, but please understand that you are a different individual. Ninth is, prompt the kids to expand his or her horizons in terms of education. So don't ever put down a child's interest. It's very important to understand what a child's interests or dreams are. Right? So it may not be necessary that every child will be academically very brilliant. Yes, academics have to be done to a certain extent, definitely, and some children may be exceptionally brilliant at academics, very good. But there are possibilities that the child could be good at sports or business or other extracurricular activities. We need to encourage them. It could be painting or singing. But if you tell them that they're not good at that, it's not good. Even if a child wants to try it out, suppose the child is not very good at dancing, but he wants to try out a dance class and very interested in that, let him do it. Let him make mistakes and learn from them. That will help him master the skill, or maybe understand that, okay, this is not my forte, and get into something else. So let them experience. Children learn a lot by observation and experience than by instruction. And 10th is, permit verbal communication. So if the sentences aren't complete, don't tell them that they are wrong. Instead, parents can help them to complete the sentence. And it's very, very important to create an atmosphere of home. Verbal communication is not just limited to teaching them good English or letting them communicate in the right way with the right words. Okay, it's also important to understand that we need to create an atmosphere at home where the child feels confident in expressing himself. When he does that, he actually becomes more confident, and that will lead him to think independently. So don't correct the kid every time he makes a mistake. That will just lower his confidence in his own talents. If he can learn to fend for himself, that will be great for himself and for the family as well. Right? Then comes, so what are the best educational practice for parents and kids? We need to allow our children to have an independent thought process, and we learned various ways in this video to do that. This will give them a sense of belongingness. So when was the last time you had involved your child in discussion on his studies, sports, etc.? Even if you're a father, it's very, very important that we discuss with them. If you've not done in the near past, please start today. Don't be over busy with your work or your TV or a mobile. It's very important that we talk to the children and understand them. Okay, we will not be teaching them. If we do that, that's great. We will not be teaching them or helping them in their academics, but at least we should be aware what are their interests, hobbies, what's happening in their school and life. So it's very important to go to the school with the guardian meetings, and parents can help the children with their homework, learning lessons. You can even set a routine for weekdays and give them a day off. And even spending some quality time together, maybe watching educational movie that can help you to learn something, or even praying together, singing together, or going out not only just to a restaurant to eat only, but spending quality time is very, very important. Always make sure that the child is using his ability within his capability also. Don't pressurize for education, sports, or even extracurricular or co-curricular activities. There are some children who may not be very keen on extracurricular, co-curricular. They may be more keen towards studies, or they may like doing some different errands at home like cooking, etc. So find out what is best for your child and encourage him accordingly, because every child is different. So what I wanted to share with you, one very important thing before we close, is that some parents ask that, I want to make my child into a doctor or engineer, a very nice and a prestigious career. So let me give a simple example. So suppose you go to the market and you buy a seed. Plant the seed in your garden, and as you water, you keep telling mango, mango, mango. And after some time, you come to know that this is an apple seed. So now if you still go and keep watering the plant and expecting mango out of it, of course, mango will not come out of it, and probably it will not blossom into a very beautiful tree, and it will not be able to give you the right fruit. So our child is also like a seed. So instead of trying to make it something, we need to identify, because The innate design is already there within. It has to be nurtured, understood, and encouraged. That is what is our role as a parent, to help identify our child's strengths, interests, personality, abilities, and help them grow in the best way possible. That is best suited for them. Like a fish is best suited in the water, and a monkey is best climbing a tree. We cannot expect a fish to do well by climbing a tree. Similarly, we should understand the same thing in regards to our child.